Okay, so if you remember trying to find the greatest common factor, um, we did this earlier in the year, so it is just a review. So if you are finding the greatest common factor, the first thing you want to do is find all the multiplication facts that equal the first number given. So if we are finding the greatest common factor for the numbers 24 and 36. And our final answer we'll put like in this just box, which we don't have yet. So step one is find all the multiplication facts that equal the first number given, which is 24. Okay, so first we know 1 times 24 is 24. That's easy. Now let's move on to the number 2. We know that 2 times 12 is 24. Now we would move on to the number 3. And you have to think to yourself each time if there is a number that is equal to that, because there might not be something that equals 24. But for 3, there is. We have 3 times 8. The next number would be a 4. And there is something that equals 4 times 6 equals 24. Then we would move on to the number 5. And this is where we do not have something, you can't do 5 times anything to get 24. Because 5 times 4 is 20, 5 times 5 is 25. So there is nothing here. After the number 5 comes 6, and we know that 6 times 4 is 24. But since you already have 4 times 6, you don't need to write it twice back, just reversed. So once you get to another number like this and it's the same problem written just backwards, then you're done. You don't need to do that anymore. So now for step 2, we have 36. And we're going to do the same thing. 1 times 36, 2 times, now this we might not know the answer to because it's not a times table fact that you have to know, but you can easily find the answer by just doing 36 divided by 2. So the answer, I'm just going to tell you, is 18. Now you move on to the number 3. 3 times something to get 36. And yes, we can do that. We can do 3 times 12 equals 36. Now we move on to the number 4. Can we do anything to 4 times something to get 36? Yes, we can. 4 times 9. Now we move on to the number 5. And we cannot do anything to get 36 with the number 5. 5 times 7 is 35. 5 times 8 is 40. So that won't work. Then we move on to the number 6. And we know that 6 times 6 is 36. And since this is a double, you don't need to go anymore. You are all done. And you'll see that if you keep going, there's nothing for 7, there's nothing for 8, and then you would get to the number 9, which would be 9 times 4, which would just be this reversed. So now, step 3 is to circle all the numbers that are the same for both numbers. So I will get my green here, and we're going to circle all the numbers that are the same. So we will circle 1 because that is the same. 2 is the same. Let's see. The number 24 is not on both sides, so it doesn't get circled. The number 12 is on both, so we will circle 12, and we will circle the 12 down here. 3, there is a 3 down here, and there is a 3 up here. The number 8 is not down here, so we don't circle it. 18 doesn't count. The number 4 is down here, so it gets circled. And the number 6 is on both, so we would circle it. And you only need to circle the 6th once. You don't need to circle the second one. So now we have all the numbers that are the same. And what I like to do is I like to rewrite the numbers just once because I think it's easier to see. So we have a 1. We both have a 2. I have a 3 circled. I have a 12 circled. I have a 4 circled and a 6. So now what I want to do is I want to look for the number that is the greatest or the largest out of the numbers that I just circled, and I rewrote them here. So the number that is the largest is a 12. So the greatest common factor, GCF, would be 12.